High School head coach Kurt Richardson. Coach, could you introduce your 3 student athletes?
And this is Keely Williams, Addison Pitts, and Maggie Grimes.
Coach, opening thoughts on today's victory?
No words. These guys, it was so indicative of the way they've played, especially the last couple months. They just fight all the time. Even when, obviously there were several times we could have folded it up and lost our mind and let those guys run away from us, and they just refocused. We made plays. Everybody sees the threes made and things like that, but I think of plays that are hustle plays, running and back tapping people from behind. In a 2-on-1 situation, hustling back and tipping the ball out of bounds so that they don't get a layup, at least have to throw it in. Those are the plays. Those are winning plays, and these guys have been making them for a long time. And it was just kind of a microcosm of our whole season. There were different times that we could have checked it in, and these guys just decided, nope, we're not going to be that way. We're going to uphold the Philly tradition, and now they've added their own chapter to it. So, an amazing team from Huntington. We knew they were going to be good. And that's what we talked about at halftime. It's a state championship. What do you think is going to be easy? This isn't going to be a 40-point beating. It's going to be a battle, and man, y'all didn't know I was prophetic, did you? But like I said, just so proud of these guys, man. It's been an amazing ride.
Questions?
Coach, what did that embrace with your family after the game mean to you?
Those that are coaches know we put in a lot of time, and that's a lot of time away from family. And they saw me in December when we were in 5th place and 1-3 in district, and I was not a happy camper and struggling a little bit. They've seen us when we've got down here before and got close, got beaten regional finals, things like that. And so to have them all here is just, it's like I said, it's speechless. Like I said, they go through a lot and they put up with a lot, and to let them be a part of it is, like I said, wouldn't trade it.
Okay, you talked about overtime, taking over the game with these 2 threes. What are you looking for? This when it comes down to it, it's tough to take those shots.
I was just thinking, I was like, I want this so bad. I've been wanting this since I saw the team. Who was it? It was like
2020.
Yeah, when I saw them win it all, I wanted that so bad ever since I was little. I love basketball. I wanted this medal. I wanted it because and God was on my side. My team was on my side. The only thing I can think right now is God is so good that He gave me the opportunity to be with His team and to have the ability to play. And I can only give it to Him the glory.
So to piggyback on that, clutch shots from you in overtime, 7 points in overtime. Addison and Maggie, y'all both hit some big free throws down the stretch, which was, I think, a point of emphasis maybe after that semifinal game to be better at the free throw line. Was there anything different tonight? Did it ever cross your mind that, holy cow, if I put these free throws in, we can win a state championship, or was it just business as usual for you guys?
I think when we go up to the free throw line in any game, it's just another free throw. That's what we have to think. Like I said in one of our last interviews, that you can't worry about if this goes in, we'll win it. Like, you just have to, it's another free throw. You've made millions of them.
I would agree. Like, I was going up to shoot, and in my back of my mind, I was like, if you make these, we could do it. But bottom line is, it's just another free throw. And even if I miss it, who's to say that we won't get the rebound, or we won't, if I make it and then we don't win, who's to say that, you know what I'm saying? It's never dependent on just one free throw, unless it's I guess not really, actually. It's the whole game. And I knew that if we work hard the whole entire game. So one missed free throw or one made free throw doesn't really make her, in my opinion. So, yeah.
I think it's just about staying in the moment. We didn't, when she banked in or made that last 3, we could have gotten frustrated. We just said, hey, we get some bonus basketball. And just like Keely, those are shots that we trust her to take. When these guys go to the free throw line, we trust them to step up and take. I've made them make thousands of free throws this year, and we talked a lot about, you know, hey, this is game winner, game winner, game winner. And I mean, we didn't have to hit a game winner, thankfully, but at the same time, throughout the game, it's a game winner. So they just do a great job staying in the moment.
But Coach, talk about that buzzer beater. I mean, how did you get your team back up?
I was laughing, honestly. You know, for somebody to hit one of those is you know, hey, that's part of it. You know, and hit a second one, that's ridiculous. You know, but, we just talked about this is, you know, hey, if you're coming this far, we get a little bonus basketball, and we just said go out there and play the way we need to these next 4 minutes. We just tried to refocus them a little bit, and they did a great job of it. You know, it's just great teams make big plays, and Huntington did. And these guys, we made big plays too. We're a great team. We made big plays, and so just talked about again. Hey, refocus. We're fine. Let's go play 4 more minutes.
What were y'all thinking? You know, going into overtime after that buzzer beater, were y'all thinking, you know, how did you get back up with overtime?
If I'm being honest, like we went out there and I just kept saying, if it's in His will, it'll be done. And that's just like something I say throughout all these like really intense games. And I'm always just like, I'm out there and we're like, just give it to God. If it's in His will, it'll be done. And I think that just kind of is what eased us and helped us be able to just play like it's another quarter. Just because we know the game's really not in our control. Like we can control passes and stuff, but the result is ultimately up to God. So. Sorry.
I'm sorry.
I was gonna agree with that. We just and after that buzzer beater, we went in and gave it all to God, and we just showed that. Leave it all on the court.
As not a big scoring game for you, but you have that 3-point play. Just how do you stay ready, you know, to make a play in a big moment like that?
Coach Buckner always says you don't have to get ready if you stay ready. So just to go in there and if I get the bucket, I get the bucket. But I'm not going in there to get the foul. Like, you know what I mean? Like, get the foul. I'm going in there to make the bucket. And if I get the foul, that will also that's good too.
And what was it like defending their number 33?
I mean, it's pretty tough. She's a really great player, and I got to give her credit. She did really great out there. But you just have to go in there and know that you can do it. Like I knew I can play defense on her, and I just kept my head in it and didn't give up.
Coach, did you feel pretty good when their star player fouled out for the overtime?
Obviously, I knew that helped. I mean, she's such a phenomenal player. I mean, I'm looking at this, and we held her to 17 and 10. I mean, I feel pretty good about that. I mean, she's just a stud. Obviously, I thought that helped us, but the way they were shooting it, man, they shot really well today and hit some big threes at key moments. So, you know, like I said, obviously, I thought it helped, but I knew they were going to keep battling. All it did was put another shooter on the floor, so it was going to spread us out a little bit more. But like I said, it helps. I mean, obviously, you get the other team's best player out, that's gonna help. But like I said, we knew it was just because she went out didn't mean the game was over, and they proved it. I mean, they hit a big time three, and here we go to bonus time.
Talk about your defense. I mean, they had 26 turnovers, and your little point guard was everywhere.
And Lindley's been that way all year. Just kind of one symbol of how hard these guys play. I mean, how many times is she way behind the play and then somehow catches up and gets a back tap, you know? And that's just, she plays that hard all the time. It's that way in practice. These guys get mad because she does it to them in practice all the time, you know? She just, again, it's just such a, like I said, just emblematic of our team. Just never quits. You know, she didn't have one of her best shooting games, but she hit some big shots. You know, hits a clutch three late in the fourth quarter. You know, they just play hard. And without you guys see them practice, I mean, I cannot describe. That's how it is every day in practice. They just battle and play full speed. We had to cut down some of our 5-on-5 time just because I didn't want to be dying before we got to games. You know, they just play that hard all the time. And like I said, just hustle plays. We talk about all the time. Hustle plays make a difference. And a lot of those hustle plays made the difference today.
Maggie, is there something specific y'all do in practice to make that press defense so effective?
Well, we first of all, like whenever we're doing 5-on-5, we're having to scrimmage some of the best ball handlers like I've ever guarded. Like our own players are some of the best guards I've ever seen. And so it's whenever you're having to guard Lindley, you're having to guard Keeley, you're having to work hard because like we're a very competitive team. So in practice, it's like you have this team, you do 5-on-5, and if you lose, you have to run or something. And so we're very competitive. And so I think just that drive to like not lose to each other, even in practice, it's like it just pushes us. And so we're having to guard really good girls in practice, which prepares us for the game whenever we can work all together as one.
Can do
Addison,
2 more questions.
Okay, Addison, I want to ask you a question. I know you, all of you guys, the team, coaches, y'all are so humble and selfless. Nobody will brag on themselves. So I'm going to ask you, maybe, to talk a little bit about Coach Richardson, because being one of the seniors on the team, I know I don't want to do this to you, but being a senior on the team, you know, you've played Philly basketball for 4 years, but Coach Richardson just been here for 2. So just talk about the transition kind of from a legendary coach and just huge shoes to fill, almost impossible for Coach Richardson, and then for him to come in the second year to bring you guys here to state, kind of what that transition has been like for you guys as a team, and now the foundation, like you had one of just 3 seniors on the team to kind of lay a foundation now with Coach Richardson for what the Kurt Richardson era will look like.
I could still make you run on Monday.
He's really inspired us. He's always there for us when we have a question or when we have something we don't understand. He's there to explain it, and he doesn't get frustrated. He's patient with us, and just from my sophomore year when Coach Darden left, we were all upset, obviously, because I mean he's been our coach for 40-something years, and we're like, what are we gonna do? And then Coach Richardson comes in, and we're like, okay, let's see how this goes. And last year we started pretty good, and we did pretty good during the year, and then we lost to Holiday. And then this year, just he kept pushing us to be better. He believed in us when nobody else did. Nobody thought we were gonna make it to playoffs, and nobody thought we could get it here. But he always believed in us. I feel like he never doubted us, and he's just really supportive of us all.
Coach, you talked about just the grit and the way that they play. Is that teachable? Can you teach that, or is that just how they've been?
I think it's something that's naturally instilled in you, but it goes back to kind of like what these guys have said. They know in practice they have to play that way. If they come to practice not ready to compete, then they're going to have a hard time getting into the lineup, getting playing time, things like that. And even the guys who don't play very much, man, they get after it. And so I think that's just something that, I'm not going to say I've taught it, but they've developed because they've pushed each other so much in practice. And like I said, if you don't bring that mentality to practice, then you get worn out. I mean, it's just because these guys they hold each other accountable by the way they play.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.